What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm officially finished with the first arc of Absolute Batman from issues 1 through 6. So before we get started, I do have to say I wasn't really aware that this series was going to be broken into specific story arcs. So from here on out, we're going to tackle this series arc by arc on the channel. But overall, I have been so happy with how this has been executed between the pacing, the art style, story itself, and we've got a lot to talk about here, really. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So right out of the gate, the first thing I have to give major props for is the pacing. Typically when stories are done in arcs, especially in graphic novels or comics, they can tend to feel like either way too drawn out or incredibly rushed, but Absolute Batman really does a fantastic job of balancing everything. They're setting up Bruce's origin story, they're introducing side characters and their backstories, establishing Black Mask and his role as the main villain in the arc. It's just like a massive amount of narrative to juggle, but they really do space everything out so well that it never really feels overly compact or overwhelming. A big part of why that balance works is how well they handle the character dynamics, especially with Alfred. I love his role in this universe, guys. Anytime he and Batman are interacting on the page, it really is just gold. One of the cool dynamics I noticed is that actually Alfred really does approach a lot of situations like the original mainline iteration of Batman. Like, he sits back, he observes and strategizes really before heading into any kind of action. But, you know, meanwhile, this version of Batman is just, quite frankly, the Hulk with a Batman costume on. I mean, the bulldozer Batmobile really does say it all, guys. I mean, that was absolutely wild. I really just like Alfred's role in this story so far, though, because he really does serve as the perfect counter to Batman's brutality, like constantly trying to keep him grounded and thinking straight before he just goes in guns blazing. We also get a lot more from Martha Wayne, which I was really happy to see. I love the whole subplot of her starting to get her hands dirty and actively joining the fight, and obviously this completely upsets and worries Bruce because of what happened to his dad. Like, I will say, it definitely made the scene with her and the party animals incredibly intense, and I actually thought that she was going to die there. The stakes feel so real in this world, and I love it. It works so well. Now, speaking of the high stakes, this is the perfect segue into the villain of this arc, Black Mask, because I honestly could not get enough of this dude. Now, I do have to admit, I never really saw his original iteration outside of the Absolute Universe, so I can't necessarily make a direct comparison like I can with the other characters, but the way he is written in this universe is incredible. I've always been a sucker for more grounded, strategic villains rather than the whole, I'm gonna take over the universe type, because villains like Black Mask are so unpredictable in their methods, which really does make them 10 times more compelling to me. This dude, like, really is insane, but he is completely confident in his vision cleansing Gotham of the rich and the powerful. Him setting up the supply drops all over Gotham and broadcasting that announcement for everybody to join, like, it was so awesome. Enticing everyday people to get rich quick by eliminating high-value targets is like such a scary and realistic plan. Now, speaking of the money, we also have to talk about the big bad bribe. Black Mask tries to buy Batman off by offering him a staggering $200 million just to look the other way, but Bruce responds by stacking the cash and burning it in the shape of a massive bat symbol. I really have to say this is easily a top Batman moment for me, like, of all time. Probably my favorite moment in the series so far, honestly. It's such a visually striking way to reject the villain and send the message. Yeah, I thought Black Mask, honestly, was just incredible. Anytime he was on the page, like, or just his crew in general, I really just could not take my eyes off of them. And also, just a quick side note, Batman just straight punt kicking that little party animal kid right off the boat will forever be one of the funniest, best moments in anything I've ever read. Now, while the boat kick is hilarious, the arc ends on a note that completely shifts the entire series. I can't wrap up talking about these first 6 issues if I don't bring up the biggest twist of the story so far. Bruce's friend group. Finding out that guys like Ozzy, Eddie, Harvey, Waylon, and Selina are actually his tight-knit childhood friends from Crime Alley, which is a massive change to the lore that even I know. And then Snyder tops it off at the end of issue 6 by having them actually discover that Bruce is Batman. This completely changes the dynamic going forward, and I really am curious to see how this is going to play out, since these characters are traditionally his biggest enemies. Now, looking ahead, if I do have any concerns going forward, it would be that I do hope they are able to keep the pacing as tight-knit as they have in this first arc, without letting it get too stuffed. If I'm being real, I wouldn't mind having a slightly lighter arc next time around, just in the sense of a little less jumping around between different narratives. Overall, though, this has been a phenomenal start to the series. Like, I cannot wait to catch up. I didn't realize when I started this that this was still an ongoing and unfinished story, so I believe the issue right now is 18, so it's actually going to be really exciting to be able to catch up and keep following the series on the channel right alongside everybody else. Almost every other story I've done on this channel has been finished for years, so having an ongoing monthly series to review is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see where they go with it. But guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know down below what you think of the first arc of Absolute Batman. I would love to talk to you about it in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button along with the notification bell to stay updated on when new content like this drops. Thanks for watching, God bless, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.